Hi. So in this one, we will just be looking at the general structure of a window function. Now, this part is, very important before we start deep diving into the window function. And I think the knowledge we get from here will be very, very useful as we go more and more into the window function. So, first, the idea of the structure. How does a window function look like, right? So, in the previous video, we basically talked about what a window function does, which is basically to give you an extra, aggregation column that adds to the current data. Now, the window function is basically taking a shape like this. So assuming you have a data set, which is select star. So here you're selecting all the data set. And in this case, we wouldn't be using any table, but this is just to give you like a bit of, idea of what is the structure of the window function like. So here you have like the selecting star, and now you want to include the window function. Now the window function takes its structure as first you have to put the aggregation. So what are you doing? Are you going to be counting, or are you going to be doing some kind of sum, or are you going to be doing some kind of things like this? So here maybe you're doing some count, or you're doing a sum, or you're doing a like an average. I mean, a lot of window functions that you can do. And then you will put a bracket. Now, in this case, when you put the bracket, it basically can work in two different ways, right? So, for instance, you could put a bracket and leave it empty. I will basically, as we go down the course, I will basically tell you in the cases where you put an empty bracket. So, basically, an empty bracket in most cases basically serves as like you know some kind of count or some kind of positioning on all columns. This is what it usually signifies. And then you have an over, right? So here you have an over, and then you do some kind of partitioning, right? And so what is the idea of partitioning in this case? Now, we partition by because we have some kind of, there is some kind of aggregation that is going on. So it's either you're aggregating by maybe a country or a category or something like this, and that you want to add as an extra column. So it's either you're doing this type of aggregation, and then this is where the partition by comes. So it basically, creates this category, and it does the aggregation on top of it. So assuming you would like to see for each country, what is the total, like maybe mid-year population, for each country of all the years, right? In this case, you will be partitioning by the country because you want to see for different countries, right? And then you basically put whatever you will be partitioning by, which is maybe XXX, because we do not know. And then you might, now this is a very, very important part. You might be doing an order by, or you might not. This is not compulsory. And I will explain why. So, because, an order by basically changes the definition of a window function. It could be part of it, and it might not be part of it. So for instance, if you would like to do some kind of counting, or maybe for instance you would like to do some kind of sum, and you want to do like maybe the total sum of the mid-year population, like in this case, you would like to do some kind of sum of all the mid-year population, and you would like to do it and add it as as an extra column. You want to do it for a different country and basically add it. Then in this case, it will be good for you to do like a partition by and not include your order by, because what you want to see is just want to see the total for Chile for all the years. You want to see it in an extra column. However, if you put an order by, then what you will get will change from a sum. It will now become a moving sum. If you were using an average, it will change from an average, then it will become a moving average. So this is very, very important. I think this is extremely important, especially the order by case, before we go ahead because, man, basically to avoid some kind of confusion, it is extremely important to understand and master this part of the window function before we go ahead, because then down the line it might cause some kind of confusion. And that is the reason why we basically clear all doubts, and then based on all doubts, we can go ahead and fire on. And just the last part of this query, I mean, it's not a proper query, I know, but the idea is after writing all this part, then you basically select from a table, right? This is how it works. So this is what we're saying. Um, I mean, this is all for now. See you, I mean, while we basically go down into the different types of window function. Like, subscribe, share the video. You could basically drop any comment in the comment section. This is really, really, important. Thanks. Have a nice day.